Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. It is January 12th. We're happy to have you joining us here at KTTC for another edition of Morning Pulse. I'm Kelsey Marier, your host and producer. We had a little bit of a hiatus for Morning Pulse last week, if you noticed on your digital platforms that we were not broadcasting this. We just had some scheduling shifts happen throughout the week that we were unable to provide these updates for you. However, you can always find news at kttc.com as well as during our newscasts that air live every day at various times of the day. So today for Morning Pulse, we have 3 local headlines for Southeast Minnesota and Northern Iowa to bring you, and then we'll let you get a little check of the first alert weather outlook for our Monday and then head on with your day. So we're going to get started with our first story, which is out of Southwest Rochester. We are talking about a house fire that took place where 2 people died in that. Again, this was in Southwest Rochester. The cause of this fire still under investigation. We're waiting to hear from authorities on some more details on this story. But here's what we know right now. According to the Rochester Fire Department, crews had responded to a single-family home on Fox Point Lane Southwest. This was about 10:15 Friday night. We're told there was some heavy smoke coming from the garage area as well as the main floor. There were flames coming from the roof of the back of the home. And so crews had started to put those flames out right away. They did find 2 adults in the garage. They went to perform some life-saving measures. However, those were unsuccessful. Both of those adults had died at the scene. Right now, we don't know their ages, their identities, or anything about those people at this time. Again, we're still waiting for more information from authorities here in Rochester. But we do know the state fire marshal is assisting the Rochester Fire Marshal Division with this investigation. So as soon as we learn more information about this story, any other details from authorities here in Rochester, we will let you know on air and online. All right, our next story is one that has to do with the travel industry, but has a tie right here to Minnesota. That's because Minnesota-based Sun Country Airlines is merging with Allegiant Air. Kind of some big news here for this Minnesota-based country. So the merger is valued at about $1.5 billion. Sun Country says the combining of the 2 low-budget airlines is going to create a leading, more competitive, leisure-focused U.S. airline. We did check the frequently asked questions page on Sun Country's website to see if there was any more information about the merger. Well, the website states that this acquisition, this merger, this combination of the 2 airlines will give Sun Country access to Allegiant's more modern aircraft fleet, as well as some increased services from the Minneapolis-St. Paul airport to other areas where Allegiant has a presence in offering flights. So people may be wondering, travelers, if you have an upcoming flight with Sun Country, or if you're planning to book another flight through Sun Country in an upcoming trip, what's going to happen? How does this affect me as a traveler, especially those traveling from Minnesota to another place? Well, the company says customers are not going to see any immediate changes. People will still be able to book their flights. Any current flights that are already booked are not going to be affected. Nothing will change with that. But we do know that after closing the deal, the 2 companies' loyalties programs, which are obviously separate with the 2 different companies, they're going to combine into one. So there will still be a loyalty program for points and miles and those things like that with the new company. One thing we still don't know also is what the new name of the airline is going to be. Is it Sun Country taking over Allegiant's name, or is it Allegiant taking over Sun Country's name, or are they going to come up with a brand new name? We'll have to wait and see as the acquisition details maybe come out a little bit more. Until the transaction is complete, which is expected in the second half of this year, both of the airlines will continue to operate separately. So again, no current things to worry about for any customers that have flights or are booking flights now through maybe the end of the year. You'll be good to go. But we did want to let you know about this because Sun Country is a Minnesota-based airline. All right, finally this morning, our third story for Morning Pulse. We obviously all know or maybe have experienced playing with sidewalk chalk. It's a pretty popular thing to do, obviously, in the warmer months here in the Midwest. However, kids are probably not using sidewalk chalk right now, but Olmsted County officials want to make sure that the chalk those families and child care providers will be using or are using is safe from lead. So with that, Olmsted County Public Health Services and the Minnesota Department of Health are hosting a sidewalk chalk testing event today. This is something I had no idea could even be a possibility, of lead being in sidewalk chalk. Of course, this event also is for testing, but it's also to raise awareness about lead exposure. So quick on-site testing is going to be taking place today from 4 until 7 at the Olmsted County Public Health Building, and that's right across the street from RCTC here in Rochester. All you have to do is bring a sample of your sidewalk chalk, and you'll get those test results for lead contamination in about 20 seconds. So if you're concerned about the potential for lead in your chalk, or if you had no idea that that was even a thing, and you know your kids or the kids that maybe you serve as a daycare provider use chalk a lot, this may be something that is something that you want to go do. Again, that is happening today from 4 until 7 in Rochester with Olmsted County Public Health. So just wanted to put that on your radar just in case you were unaware. Okay, those are our news headlines for the day. Quickly before we go, I'm going to fill you in on the weather outlook from our First Alert Weather team for our Monday. Meteorologist Ted Schmidt is saying that spring-like warmth is headed our way for our Monday, which who doesn't want that on a Monday? It's already hard enough to start the work week and the school week. Mondays are hard. So how about some spring-like weather and warmth and sunshine for our day, which is great. So Ted says sunshine and the warmth is going to be coming across the region today. We can expect some abundant sunshine for our day. However, some colder weather is ahead for us this week. So you're taking a look right now at our KTTC website under the First Alert Weather tab. Meteorologist Ted Schmidt posts all of his weather updates right here on this page, which you can get to by clicking right here. So he says there will be a slight southwest breeze today, afternoon temperatures that are almost 20 degrees above the seasonal average. I mean, we're talking readings in the low and mid 40s for the afternoon. And remember, it is barely mid-January, and we are talking about 40s today. That is pretty awesome, and it's going to be sunny. So I really feel like you can't complain or go wrong with that. I am not complaining, that is for sure. But colder weather is coming. We're just going to see the temperatures kind of decrease as we go throughout the week and into the weekend. There are a couple of days that we're also watching for potential snow systems in our area. We will keep you posted on that, no need to worry. But yeah, that's the weather outlook for your Monday. And that's all that I have for you for a Morning Pulse on this January 12th. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope that you find these headlines useful for your day, and you can always come back to KTTC and get these headlines, whether you're getting it at Morning Pulse or on our newscast that we air every day at all times on KTTC and on our KTTC website. So with that, I'm going to end this here, and I hope you have a wonderful day.